showing off some old relics from the past collected in my attic. Care to see some? We got the steering wheel from the Golden Age of Piracy, this wine glass from Dark Ages, this T-Rex fossil that isn't from the Jurassic period no matter what movie say it is. I also have this ancient Egyptian sarcophagus which, according to Google, is much bigger than I thought they would be. I really love games that focus on ancient history. I just don't really know why. Pokémon Legends Arceus, Minecraft, and of course, Plants vs. Zombies 2. I wish I could play through that again. A genie?
Yes, my child. It is I, the genie.
Actually, I created you, so you're the child.
For me, I can wish for 3.
So I can wish for anything?
Yes, child. Ask anything.
I want to play the Plants vs. Zombies 2 again so I can complete my No Achievement challenge.
Really?
Yes.
Nothing more exciting?
No.
Kids these days.
Finally, now I can swap between my 2 profiles just like in the first game. Let me just open up PVZ2 and get started. Thanks a lot, DMU. What's going on, guys? Joshua here, and I was affected by a very common bug that has been plaguing Plants vs. Zombies 2 for a while. It is raining super hard. If you have a PVZ2 account, make sure you take a screenshot of your player ID because after an update, there's a chance your save will be gone. So if you have an account that's old, or even if you just started, take a screenshot of your player ID right frickin' now. My PVZ2 account wasn't nearly that old. I don't remember when I started playing, but I think it was a little over a year before it got erased in December. Yes, December. My account has been gone for a while. I think I recorded this video in like February, and I am not recording the script until the end of March, so I haven't really done anything PVZ2 related for the past few months. I had so many high-level basic plants. I had Skady, Shrimp, and Pokra, the most overpowered plants in the game, and then all of a sudden it was Thanos snapped away. Most normal people would delete the app and forget all about it, but you guys already know I ain't normal. I decided to turn this bad thing into a good thing by continuing my PVZ2 Achievement Challenge. In the original challenge, I recorded on my iPad, which was linked to my brother's phone, and PVZ2 doesn't like it when you have 2 accounts on the same device. I accidentally clicked his account instead of my challenge one, and the save was lost. Anyway, now that I have a free save file, I'm just gonna continue the challenge. There's no reason not to. I mean, if I have to play through the entire game again, why not make it fun? I don't remember how long ago it was since my original challenge, but I think it was at least like half a year, so it's about time I get back to it. Get it? Because the game's subtitle was It's About Time. Boo! You know I found my joke funny. That's it, you're being replaced with Lila for this video. Wait, what? Why? Because you'd probably be killed in our destination, Witchcraft. And since I'm lazy, I'll be making the same voice for you too. Now let's explain the rules. Rule number 1, I cannot do anything that would result in me getting an achievement. I'm probably still gonna earn achievements here and there because some of the achievements are really hard to avoid. And if that happens, I'll just restart the level. Rule number 2, required achievements don't count. These are achievements you get for completing levels. If these achievements counted, we wouldn't be able to get past the tutorial, so yeah, I'm not counting them. The premium plants and power-ups are still on the table. However, I won't spam the power-ups to make the levels easier. That would be boring. With the rules set, prepare to be updated in time as we answer the question, can I beat Plants vs. Zombies 2 without achievements? Let us find out. I think the witch girl had a point. The jokes aren't really good. Well, she's heard the joke twice. So for this challenge, I won't be going too in depth for every level unlike my Pokemon challenges, because if I did, by the time this video was finished, it would be far future in real life. And especially won't be going too in depth at first because I already went through ancient Egypt in a previous video. Player's House Day 1, 2, and 3 have no issues. Like, at all. But Day 4 does spadow. I can't let a single potato mine blow up. I can still plant potato mines, but if they explode I have to restart the level. Day 4 has 3 pre-planted potato mines placed to deal with the bucket heads that spawn. Fortunately, this is also the level we unlock the shovel, so I just dig them up. The tutorial is completely free, the lawnmowers infinitely respawn. You could literally just sit there and do nothing and you'd win. But I was playing while I was going to my final swim meet, so I wasn't just going to sit there. My phone would run out of battery. It almost did. It was at like 2%. Here's a pick. The rest of Player's House is completely free, and on day 5 we get some hot sauce. What am I going to do with hot sauce?
Hey, neighbor.
This is Crazy Dave, but I'm going to call him Crazy Dave. Crazy Dave really likes tacos, and since God knows I ain't going to use his hot sauce, he takes it, and that was a big mistake because Crazy Dave pulls out his somehow sentient time-traveling SUV named Penny. Crazy Dave asks her to take him back in time to before he ate a taco so he can eat it again. But, you know AI, it never gets anything right, and that can be seen with Penny missing the mark by 45,000 years. God damn it. Ancient Egypt is the first world of the game, but for this challenge, I wouldn't call it the easiest. It's just not hard. Day 1 introduces the first major obstacle in this challenge, Raw Zombie, and the achievement Sun Catcher. Raw Zombie will lift his wand up to steal a sun, but he will drop it if he dies. I can't let a single Raw Zombie steal 5 pieces of the sun. I think you actually get the achievement if one Raw Zombie fully steals 5 sun, like when it reaches him, but I'm not taking my chances. I'm going to kill them as fast as possible. I definitely could have been more careful because it took me a while to get this achievement in my first playthrough. Basically just kill Raw Zombie fast. Plant food is introduced in this level. It's a consumable that makes the fed plant launch an ultimate attack, or just do nothing, I guess. Cabbage Pulse plant food is very strong. It just kills everything weaker than a cone head. It's quite satisfying. Raw Zombie is very weak, so killing them is very easy. Day 2 has a lot of pre-planted potato mine that I can't let explode. But hey, I didn't forget I could just dig them up this time. After day 4 we unlock the Albanag. It's been like 3 months since I played, so when I scrolled down... What the f*** are these things? Should probably get that checked out. I know some people are... Oh my god. I've only been up for like an hour, by the way. I also leveled up my pea shooter. I know some people are against level ups, and to those people I will ask, are you f***ing crazy? For the Ancient Egypt Ultimate Battle, we unlock a new plant, Iceberg Lettuce, who actually has 2 achievements to avoid. I'll start with the easier one to avoid. 20 below 0. Back in PVZ1, this achievement was to freeze 20 zombies with 1 ice shroom. And here's the exact same, except replace ice shroom with an iceberg lettuce plant food. When given plant food, this little guy freezes everything on screen, just like ice shroom did. So just don't give iceberg lettuce plant food, and you're all good. Now the other achievement, I don't think it's exclusive to iceberg lettuce, but it might as well be in normal play. No smoking. No smoking is to extinguish the flames of an explorer zombie. You do this by freezing him. There's only one other plant in adventure mode that can do this, and it's Wintermelon. But the dude is in Wild West and also too expensive for my taste. Actually, 2 levels after the Ultimate Battle has 2 explorer songs to showcase this. One burns Sawana and dies to a potato mine, and the other one is frozen by iceberg lettuce. That's 2 achievements. Thank God for the shovel. I kill one of them and let the other go to the lawnmower. By the way, I will be doing events as the game goes on. Here, it was Valentine's, which is the game's version of Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day! No, I'm still gonna make sure I don't break the rules. Holiday events like this don't tend to have many special zombies. It's mostly just basics and gargs. But I'll still be careful just in case. Also on day 8, we get introduced to the most annoying zombie in this world. Tomb Raiser Zombie, because of the achievement Anubis. Tomb Raiser Zombie throws bones that will become tombs when they land, and Anubis involves killing one before it does this. It's a lot easier to do this accidentally than you think. I did it several times by mistake. My strat is to dig up any attacking plants when they appear if there's too many attacking plants in that lane, because these things are very weak. Now once they get bonk choy, I start doing a strat where I plant them in one spot just out of reach from the Tomb Raiser until they finish doing their thing, and then it dies in the bonk choy. And hey, I didn't fail the level with the melon ports this time. Yeah, being the little first world of the game, the problematic special zombies don't spawn that often, and when they do, it's not usually in groups. There really isn't much to say about ancient Egypt that I didn't say in my first attempt. If you want me to go more in depth in this world, link in the description. Assuming I remember. Flowers are still easy. Yeah, he summons tomb races and they throw bones immediately, but it's really hard to kill them by accident. And again, this is the first world, Zomboss isn't very aggressive. He drops the key for Pirate Seas when he dies, which means that we can leave 2 other zombies behind, at least for now, and encounter even more annoying challenges in Pirate Seas.
Several months later.
Alright, Pirate Seas. We're entering uncharted waters here, both literally and figuratively. This is where I screwed up last time and erased the file. I have no idea how hard this is actually going to be.
We're going in blind.
While I was being an unproductive idiot and not working on Ancient Egypt part of this challenge, I was still doing daily activities to get my hands on a certain premium plant that would be helpful later. And I opened so many pinatas I unintentionally got cherry bomb, magnesium, and tangle cup early. The game just kind of hands you torchwood after 7 days, so I have them too. I also decided to buy homing thistle for reasons. And finally, jalapeno, who will be very useful. Hey look, it's luck of a zombie. No! Pirate Seas Day 1. It's easy. Only basics spawn on most day 1s, and sometimes very basic special zombies. Swashbuckler zombie in this case. He has absolutely no achievement around him and he's kind of pathetic. At least, right now he is. And with my Ancient Egypt plants being high level, anything that doesn't have an annoying gimmick is really easy to dispose of. Swashbucklers can also die naturally if they're over a water lane, which is the gimmick of this world. Some lanes will have planks of what zombies can walk in on, and the lanes that don't, well, nothing can go there normally. Only certain zombies and straight up no plants for some reason.
Why isn't it possible? It's just not. Why not, you stupid?
It's a cool gimmick and it's reminiscent of the pool in the first game, but it also means zombies tend to swarm the available lanes. Unfortunately, a problematic zombie arrives in day 2, Seagull Zombie, and the achievement Pat the Birdie. This achievement involves buttering a Seagull Zombie. And to anybody who hasn't played PVZ1, first of all, what's wrong with you? And second, that probably made no sense, so let me explain. After day 1, Chronopole is unlocked. Chronopole is similar to Cabbage Pole, but his main attacks are weaker in exchange for sometimes lobbing butter, for some reason. The butter stuns zombies for a few seconds. I don't know why, but it just does. But Seagull Zombie is in the air, so to avoid that looking weird, butter just straight up kills them, and grants you the problematic achievement we need to avoid. In the base game, Chronopole is the only plant that can do this, and all the other premium plants who can kinda suck. Chronopole has a 25% chance to shoot butter every time he attacks, meaning any level of Seagull Zombie he is too risky to bring. I love this guy, but he'll be taking a backseat into a Wild West. Just kidding. Pirate Seas rarely spams special zombies, unlike later worlds, so there's a lot of levels where Chronopole is totally safe. Seagull Zombie mostly spawns over water lanes anyway, and Bong Chun and Snapdragon can handle them very well. Day 8 is the Ultimate Battle, or Massive Attack. These levels give us all the plants we've unlocked in the world via conveyor belt, against huge clumps of all the zombies we've encountered so far. This means I will be up against Seagull Zombies with Chronopole thrust onto me. Seagull Zombies are also flying zombies, which means that grounded plants like Spikeweed or Potato Mine, which we get in this level, won't hurt them. So once they start spawning, the only plant that can safely take them out is Snapdragon, a close-range fire plant. But there's also a problem with Snapdragon. I cannot plant 10 Snapdragons at once. And that is really easy to do in a conveyor belt level. This level sucks in theory, but in practice it's really easy. By the time Seagull Zombies start spawning, I already built up enough Snapdragons to survive. It just took a lot longer than normal. Yeah, 2 guards at the end sounds scary, but Snapdragon's plant food is super powerful and Spikeweed stuns and drags them forward. I played a Potato Mines in the back so the game stops giving them to me, and it got a little scary when one guard didn't die and the imp got pretty far in. But I can use Chronopole better to store the Gargantuas, and the classic Spikeweed plus Walnut combo on the imp. Also, I probably should have mentioned this in Ancient Egypt, but I didn't because I was skimming through it. Every Ultimate Battle and Zomboss level has an achievement tied to it. But like I said, these achievements tied to a specific level don't count because otherwise this challenge would not exist. Whoa! This is worthless. Hey Terica, you hate parrots too, right? Because I sure do. Mutiny is like Anubis, but arguably worse. Pirate Captain Zombie and Zombie Parrot are our targets, and they start spawning on day 13. Zombie Parrot will fly out and steal a plant after 2.5 seconds, according to the wiki. Mutiny is earned if I kill one before the parrot flies, and this is very easy to do by accident. And just like Anubis, this applies to every single one that spawns. Except it's arguably worse because Two-Laser Zombie has a distinctive sound when he throws a bone, and if he spawns up front, he throws one immediately. I know when I can kill them. Pirate Captain Zombie doesn't have that, and if he spawns close up, I still have to wait 2.5 seconds until I kill him. And obviously if he's closer up, it's easier to kill him faster. I've even seen this parrot fly before he even walked onto the screen. You see why I hate these parrots, Terica? I know you don't talk, but answer me. 13 is a produce X amount of sun level. So I have plenty of sun for Cherry Bomb. The achievement is to kill this guy before the bird flies. So as soon as it does, I can just blow them up and not have to worry about it anymore. Not many spawn on this level, and the pirate sea swarming kind of helped. This level there are 3 water lanes, so there's a lot of swarming. And the Pirate Captain Zombies were protected by some buckets and cones. The last stand level with Pirate Captains? I went with a similar strategy to the Mass Attack. Smash Dragons behind walnuts behind spikeweeds, plus some extra pea shooter muscle. It was crucial I didn't spend all my sun until at least the final wave. If I'm going to let so many parrots fly out and steal my plants, I have to conserve sun to replace them. So far, so good. Like I said, unique special zombies really aren't spammed in Pirate Seas. And when some Pirate Captains come on screen, Cabbage Bolt plant food and take them out. After the bird flies, of course. Day 18, there's no sun producers. There's also no Pirate Captains. But we do unlock Spike Rock here. It's a surprise tool that'll help us later. Coconut Cannon is fun, even if he's ultimately useless. He does have an achievement behind him, Broadside, for killing an imp cannon with a coconut cannon. But you kinda have to go out of your way to do that, and even then it's still not very easy. Coconut Cannon is wickedly expensive for such a weak shot. Pirate Captain Zombie doesn't return until the second to last level, and it's a Save Our Seas level, with 2 endangered useless, Spring Bean. Yeah, this is stressful. Spring Bean is an utterly useless tile-wasting garbage, and he's put front and center. I didn't have a lot of defense in the swarming lanes, but it was also like 12 PM, and I was still recovering from getting my wisdom teeth ripped out of my head. I still am recording this voiceover. My jaw hurts. Since I already unlocked Cherry Bomb, the game just gave me 40 seed packets because that's how much it would take to unlock him. I found that funny. Zomboss time! This one took a few tries. I'm pretty sure he spawns Pirate Captains in all 3 phases, and he spawns a lot of them. That combined with all the imps he shoots out, it's really easy to miss time with Coconut Cannon shot and kill a Pirate Captain before his parrot can fly. My strategy was to try and kill him as fast as possible using plant food and cherry bombs, plus everyone else to maximize damage. And if I can sneak in a Coconut Cannon, I will. Unfortunately, Coconut Cannon is inexcusably weak and only good for killing zombies I'm trying to keep alive for a little bit longer. Or, of course, my strong defense could also kill them, because 3-peater means there's several shots in every lane, even if I dig up the kernel poles. But I need the strong defense because of the goddamn imps! On my winning attempt, I was getting really frustrated with this guy. Well, him spawning imps before I had time to set anything up. So, I just used Power Zap. It's just a bunch of imps, it's not gonna hurt that much. Power Ups are allowed in the rules, I'm just not gonna spam them. He spawned a Gorg and then killed it. I love it when he does that. I don't know if Zomboss killing his own zombie counts towards an achievement like Mutiny, but thankfully he killed the Pirate Captain after its bird flew, and he was basically already dead anyway. So I don't need to test that out. This boss took me 3 tries, but I did beat him, wrapping up Pirate Seas. Shiver me timbers. Yeehaw! It's Wild West, the most nostalgic world for me, especially in the music department. That damn whistle unlocked something in me when I first re-listened to the song. Somehow in the 6 days between recording Pirate Seas and Wild West, I unlocked Tawna early. And somehow I wrote Tall Knit in the script. Wild West is a weird world. I always found it easier than Pirate Seas despite being a 3 jalapeno world. Pirate Seas and Ancient Egypt are both 2 jalapeno worlds. Wild West is especially easy in this challenge. Definitely the easiest world in the whole game, even though it has many achievements and some pretty annoying levels. However, all the achievements are easy to avoid. High 5 is hard to get when you're trying to get it, let alone by accident. It requires you to make
Condom wall.
5 tarnuts in a single column, and then give them all plant food. That is very hard to do, and impossible to do in some levels without buying plant food. Tarnut is also a slow recharge, so it's gonna take forever even in the stages that have enough plant food. Magical fruits, done 10 zombies with 1 chili bean. This is one of the last achievements I got before my save got deleted. I think I got it in like an arena or something. Pod Squad is to max out a pea pod and a minecart, which is the gimmick of this world. You can't plant on the minecart tracks, only the carts themselves, and they allow you to move the planted plant wherever you want on the track. It's a pretty lame gimmick, not gonna lie. Move the minecarts from Wild West, and this is just a normal lawn. It's really only good for stalling gargantuars until they die. If only Garg spawn on more levels of just the ultimate battle and the boss. You know, one of my most viewed videos is a 24-second clip of me playing with a sunflower on these minecarts. Why did 1.3k people watch this? The plant in question, Peapod, isn't very good. He's a 125 cost pea shooter who can be stacked up to 5 times. A maxed out Peapod is 625 sun. That's the second most expensive cost to max out a plant in the game. The most expensive is a whopping 1,125. For a maxed out Ultimato, because he gets more expensive the more you plant him. At least I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sheriff Hat Guy. Intimidating. Hot Squad is only a problem in the ultimate battle for me, as my main strategy is placing maxed out Peapods in the minecart. However, it's only a maxed out Peapod that will give you this achievement. If I just put 4 Peapods on each cart, I won't get this achievement, and that is exactly what I did. Show on Wheels is literally just planting a walnut on a minecart, so just don't do that. And no, according to the wiki, a pre-planted walnut on a minecart does not count towards this achievement, since you are not the one who planted it. I don't know if using walnut first aid on a pre-planted walnut counts towards this achievement, so on the 2 levels with walnuts pre-planted on the minecarts, I just didn't fix them. The most problematic achievement is fried chicken, and it pretty much changes how you play this world entirely if you're trying to avoid it. Chicken Regular Zombie is one of the most annoying zombies in the game. Once hit, he will unleash a bunch of fast chickens that will carve through your defense. The solution? Lightning Reed. Electric attacks arc across multiple zombies in a cluster, and with the chicken zombie dying in 1 hit, Lightning Reed kills them all satisfyingly fast. The problem? That is literally what gives him the fried chicken achievement. Thankfully, there's another solution to this chicken conundrum. Spikeweed. Spikeweed got hella buffed in PVZ2. He attacks significantly faster, which almost always kills every chicken that steps over him. I recommend 2 columns of Spikeweed up front, as it isn't uncommon for some chickens to squeeze past. You should also be ready to replant these guys, since another zombie, Piano Zombie, will insta-kill most plants, but he gets insta-killed by Spikeweed. That also kills the Spikeweed. That's why I bought Spike Rock to many levels. He has more damage and can tank 3 hits instead of 1. Getting Magnet Shroom early meant Poncho Zombie was way less of a threat than usual. Plus, his plant food effect is super cool. Though there is an achievement around it, I was careful. God damn it. Your hat, sir, involves using Magnet Shroom's plant food to kill a zombie. Magnet Shroom steals a metal object from a zombie and then slowly destroys it, stripping that zombie of any boost the object had, or stripping them of life entirely. When fed plant food, Magnet Shroom does this cool as fuck animation where he grabs up to 20 metal objects on screen and yeets them as projectiles. So while I can feed plant food to Magnet Shroom, I have to be careful that he doesn't hit anything with it, or at least if he does, they're strong enough to tank it. Though, Magnet Shroom's damage ranges from 300 to 6,000 in adventure mode under normal circumstances, which is insane. Jurassic Gargantuar, the strongest normal zombie in adventure mode, only has 5,400 health. Not even the Giga Gargantua from the first game could survive that, having exactly 6,000 health. Ironically, the only achievement that caused me to restart in this world is an achievement I'm not supposed to be worried about until later. You should be jacking your boots on the ground, ain't you, Josh? Huh? What does that even mean? All the folk out there, you oughta know. You're the one playing. Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. Yep, you do. How about you share the trouble with the folks at home? Before I do. Trouble? There ain't no trouble here, Wesley. Stubborn. Same as the rest of them. Well, Josh, it's my job to round up them rule breakers around here. And you'll be heading to the county jail for this. Behold! Wild West Day 20! Okay, let me explain. Not Okay Coral. Not Okay Corral is the brainbuster of Wild West. I didn't mention the exclusive brainbusters of Ancient Egypt and Pirate Seas because they might as well not exist. And for Ancient Egypt, they don't exist. Rest in peace, Mummy Memory. We still think about you. Not Okay Corral, and side note, I do accidentally say Not Okay Coral several times, so if I accidentally say Not Okay Coral, deal with it. Not Okay Corral has zombies coming in little waves, and you get to see what zombies are coming and where. You get one plant per horde and use it strategically to defeat the oncoming zombie. Do that multiple times until the level is over. This is a very cool use of Wild West's gimmick. I wish more worlds did this. Day 20 is the third and final Not Okay Coral level, and it's pretty hard normally, let alone in this challenge. The problem is the entire lawn is covered in tracks. Remember how I said you can't plant on the minecart tracks? That means in this level there's literally no way to avoid planting on the minecarts themselves. And we get walnut in this level. Don't worry, I did try to get around this. And by try to get around this, I mean I just sat there for 2 minutes hoping that it would send the next wave of zombies if I didn't do anything. It didn't. As far as I can tell, there's no way to pass up this plant. Damn, not even 3 worlds in and we're already screwed? To be honest, I'm not exactly sure. I can't find anything online saying that Show on Wheels is not mandatory. And I checked multiple pages. Not on the level page, not on the achievement page, not on the Brainbusters page, nothing. You'd think it would say what achievements are mandatory in the trivia section, because it does in PVZ1. For fuck's sake, it talks about the houses in other worlds resembling the player's house, like no shit, Sherlock. Since these levels are different with their own set of rules, it doesn't count towards this achievement. Plus, you are forced to plant this walnut. And in my Pokemon challenges, situations where I am forced to go against the rules to progress or exempt. I do this because otherwise the challenge would not exist, because you wouldn't be able to get to the end without breaking the rules. My challenges have always been, in my opinion, can I get to the end of the game with this handicap I've given myself? Not, is the game possible under this handicap? Also, I've wanted to do this challenge for months. Let me have this. The compromise that I will make is that I pretend to skip the rest of Wild West. So any plants I unlock after day 20, I will just refuse to use. In this case, it's only Wintermelon. We can just pretend that I got the world key. It's the fairest thing I can do. And if you think this is a fail and it's not possible to be Plant vs. Zombies 2 without achievements, yeah, I can totally see that. Rant about it in the comments if you want. But I'm gonna keep going anyway, for my own sanity. I guess I could still talk about the rest of Wild West, but there isn't much left. Why yes, I did fear a piano zombie in this level where I can't lose more than 2 plants. How could you tell? Somewhat War Wagon on day 25 could have been annoying since he spawns chicken winglet zombies in the final phase, and I have no safe way of killing the chickens if he spawns several. Maybe I could have used Melon Pole and Wintermelon splash damage, that could have helped, but he died before he could spawn any. Phase 1 and 2 have no zombies you need to worry about, it's just Phase 3. Yeah, War Wagon is not too notable until later in the game, where he could actually be our saving grace. But we have bigger fish to fry. Frozen fish, actually. It's time for Frostbite Caves. Oh boy. Can we pause for a second to question the jalapeno difficulty system? There's no one jalapeno world. Doesn't that make this a 4 jalapeno system, technically? What I'm trying to say is, Wild West should not be the same difficulty level as Frostbite Caves. The difficulty spike from Wild West to Frostbite Caves is as big as the jump in length. This is because Wild West was always the 3rd world, but Frostbite Caves used to be the 7th. It is long, zombie density is high, and it's really the first real challenge, but this is also mostly due to the main achievement relating to the core gimmick of the world. So, thoughtful. Frostbite Caves takes place during the Ice Age. It's super cold here. So cold, plants will freeze if we don't manage them properly. This basically turns plants into graves. Zombies walk right past them, and they block shots. There are 3 ways to save our little plant buddies. Fire plants nearby will warm them up and eventually melt the ice. And then there's Hot Potato, who acts like Gravebuster but for ice, melting them instantly. And then there's Brute Force. So Thoughtful is earned by thawing 13 frozen plants. Breaking the ice with Brute Force does not count towards this achievement, and apparently neither do frozen zombies, not that those are very common. So I can use Hot Potato to quickly thaw a plant, but I can't do it too much. My main way of destroying frozen plants will be Brute Force. You see the problem here? Avoiding this achievement directly clashes with this world's gimmick. Chilling winds are introduced on day 2, and these will slowly freeze plants, meaning I could potentially end up in a situation where the only way to thaw a plant is power-ups. Not all hope is lost though. Remember the premium plant I mentioned back in Pirate Seas? That plant is Pyrovine. Pyrovine attacks zombies in front of him with a stream of fire that can kill a brown coat. But what's really good about Pyrovine is it can be planted around a plant. Being a fire plant himself, Pyrovine can't be frozen at all. That's not all. Move over, Repeater. Hello to Fire Pea Shooter. She's basically a Repeater who can't be frozen because she's already on fire. My strategy for Frostbite Caves is this. Try to get as many non-fire plants around or inside Pyrovine or Fire Pea Shooter as possible, which prevent them from freezing. Sometimes plants in the back are already frozen when the level begins, so I often bring Bonk to destroy those. I want to use Hot Potato as little as possible. I still will use her sometimes though. Pyrovine Fire Pea? This is gonna be boring hard world. Wait, did I say this was easy? No, I didn't. Frostbite Caves is still not easy. For one, this is an expensive strategy. Pyrovine is 125 sun and has a recharge that is just slightly too long to be comfortable. And then Fire Pea Shooter is 175 sun. My 2 plants, who are basically essential for this strategy, are very expensive, and my best sun producer is Sunflower. I can't freeze these zombies, Iceberg Lettuce just chills them. Instead I have to use Pyrovine to kill the first 2 brown coats and build sunflowers. Hopefully I don't get swarmed. And remember how I said it was originally envisioned as the 7th world? Well, no shit it is. It is way harder than Wild West. More special zombies spawn more frequently, the zombie density is so much higher, there's 30 levels instead of 25. Every level is a little anxiety inducing. Once you get my defenses set up, it's not too bad, but the first part is still annoying. There's also a surprisingly high amount of locked and loaded and special delivery levels in Frostbite Caves. These are levels where I can't pick my plants, and they are a million times more stressful because my strategies aren't designed to go against the central gimmick of the world. Several times I had to pause and collect myself because I was not sure what the hell I was doing. None of the plants unlocked in this world are particularly good except for Charred Guard, but Charred Guard has an achievement around him. Knockback 6 zombies with 1 Charred Guard throw. I don't bring him a lot in levels because of this, but if the game thrusts him upon me, then I gotta be really careful. On day 4 we get introduced to Hunter Zombie who throws snowballs that will freeze your plants if 3 land. Great! Symmetry? Never heard of her. Any level where I can't pick my plants is nerve-wracking. Sure, some don't have chilling winds, but I'm not gonna know which ones don't. There's also some levels with the objective to survive the zombie attack with most plants picked for you. It ain't as bad as locked and loaded level, but it still makes me nervous. Especially since we get Chili Bean in day 11. Fire Pea Shooter isn't introduced until part 2, and Pyrovine came out way later, so all of these levels are free of these guys. Day 14 is especially scary. Locked and loaded, my only fire plant is Pepperpolt, who sucks, I have to spam split P due to the frozen sunflowers. There's Dodo Rider zombies that skip over the slider tiles. I'd normally use Charge Guard on that, but Charge Guard can freeze. Under zombies freeze my plants. Blockhead zombies are strong and annoying. It was horrible. The ultimate battle. This is terrifying. The slider tiles make it hard to keep the Reapers in the back warm, and they are very far back. Paraport is my only heat plant, and he isn't very common. The Gargantuars are the least of my concern. I think I used Power Zap twice in this level, and had to pause to calm down because this can be genuinely stressful for me. However, I did beat it first try. That marks the end of part 1. Part 2 can't be too much harder, right? Right? No, part 2 is worse. Part 2 is significantly worse. Frostbite Zombie and Weasel Hoarder are a nightmare to deal with normally, let alone that challenge where I'm supposed to avoid achievements. They both have achievements. Ice Blockade, don't let any Frostbites push past the 6th column. Frostbite Zombie pushes ice blocks and they crush plants. In Frostbite Caves, they come in 3 blocks each and they are very slow. At first I was like, well, what's the 6th column? And then I checked with Boombox Zombie who plays his music in the 6th column, it's this one. And since the achievement says past the 6th column, that means that every single level with Frostbites, I need to have them push to the middle of this lawn. Thankfully I don't have to do this once. The hard part is that with all my firepower, pun entirely intended, it's not out of the question that I may destroy all the Frostbite's ice before it reaches column 6. So I end up having to just dig up most of my plants in said lane so that the Frostbite can get far enough, and then just jalapeno him or use plant food on my fire plants. They basically do the same thing. It seems I forgot to put my phone in airplane mode. Who would even play this? Special difficulty levels still give me anxiety. The other threat I mentioned is Weasel Hoarder, who also has an achievement around her. Run Weasley is glitched. Weasel Hoarder is basically a much more annoying chicken wrangler zombie. Her weasels have more health. I think they can survive more than 2 shots. That's terrifying. Or it would be if Pyrophine was not a meat grinder. The normal strategy is to kill her while stunned, as that stops her from releasing weasels. But I have to let her release weasels. Run Weasley is obtained by not letting any weasels run over the slider tile. Slider tiles are Frostbite Caves' other gimmick that I briefly mentioned earlier. They make zombies move lanes, but weasels just run right over them. I guess they're too small and blank to trigger them. But like I said, this achievement is glitched. Apparently if a weasel spawns on a level without slider tiles in the first place, I still get this achievement. I'm not counting that. This is only a situation that happens in modern day or other special levels like Pinata Party, but it can also happen during the Frostbite Caves boss. He doesn't spawn a Weasel Hoarder, he just spawns weasels. I find that interesting. One weasel is not a threat. I just needed to mention that it's glitched. So once per level, I have to let at least one Troglodyte push to the middle of the lawn, and I have to let a weasel run over a slider tile. This is not fun. Day 17 is when Troglodyte first appears, and I already screwed it up. It was only at the final wave when I realized that the achievement said past the 6th column. And I did not notice at the time while playing that the Troglodyte didn't actually make it to the 6th column. The ice broke before that. Don't worry, I already played the level. Day 19, I just used Power Zap to break the ice. I don't know if Frostbite pushing a frozen plant past the 6th column counts, so I let him go a bit longer. What? No, Dave, bring it off. I never do these endless zones. Just infinite, randomly generated levels. Where's the fun in that? Picture gets introduced on day 21, and I think this is the closest I've gotten to so thoughtful just because the Spike Rock and Magnet Shroom, for some reason they freeze really fast in this level. Both the Crocodile and my Pyrovines on day 22 make quick work of the weasels. 23 was stressful because it has a weasel swarm and endangered Charge Guard. Produce 2500 sun. I almost failed this level right at the end because the sun requirement and Troglodytes are so freaking slow. Day 25 was a fun kind of stressful. The strat is to plant Rhodobaga behind the slider tiles, but you get very few pepper ports and they freeze easily. There are also Troglodyte in this level, and with Rhodobaga shooting in 4 directions, when one spawned I had to dig up basically all of my plants to just let the Troglodyte go. And then just plant food a bunch of them so everything that got far died. Day 26, I hate this level. There's so many weasels. I remember this being like the first level of Plants vs. Zombies 2 I legitimately got stuck on. Day 23, Ice Blockade is once again a big problem. Because of how the Rhodobecker are positioned, I had my doubts if Frostbites could make it to the 6th column in any lane other than the middle. But they did make it through. Phew. There was a Gargantua on this level. Frost Gargantua throws 3 imps instead of 1, so it is more dangerous. But my pea shooter is a high level, he can tank it. Day 28, holy fuck. Here I have to make a defense that lets weasels run over the slider tiles and try to rush to past 6th column while also not dying to the swarm of weasels. As dumb as this defense looks, it did work. For some reason, using an explosive on a weasel holder still makes it release their weasels, so that extra sun was for that. I still lost 2 lawnmowers and used Power Zap twice. I don't think that level would have been possible without Power Zap because of the Gargantuas. Day 29, the final real challenge in Frostbite Caves, a locked and loaded level. I don't know if this level is hard because it's just hard or because I'm just getting lazy. The amount of relief I felt when I saw Day 30 unlock. What the hell was that intro? Zombot Taskmaster 10,000 BC is by far the shortest and easiest boss in the game. He'd probably be hard in this run if he didn't have no health. He's encased in ice that you have to break in order to damage him, but he also makes walls of ice cubes that spawn zombies when destroyed. I don't know if these ice blocks count towards so thoughtful. I would assume not since they spawn zombies and are clearly a different type of ice block. This is the first time in recorded human history that Rhodobecker is useful. She can hit the boss twice per hit, but is sacrificed when he refreshes his ice. The wiki says he can spawn weasels, but I don't think I've ever seen him do that. And he just doesn't spawn troglodytes. If he did spawn weasels, then the game would give me the Run Weasley achievement, but he didn't, nor would I count that if he did. There are no slider towers in this level. The only hard part of this boss is the blockhead zombies, who have a ton of health. But Taskmaster himself doesn't have much health at all, so just like the real woolly mammoth, he goes extinct because of plants. Well, and humans. Do you think the real woolly mammoths drop keys when they die? Avery? You know? What is key? No! Don't worry, I didn't lose the key. It's covered in slobber, but it still works. On to Lost City. Ew. Oh, and the key is gross.